Good Saturday evening, folks. I didn't record a trip to the dump today. I did go to the dump, but we were kind of in a rush and we had to go shopping and whatnot, so I didn't do a trip. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow morning. We'll get some time tomorrow morning. It'll only take a few minutes to make a trip. When I left off last night, I was talking about preaching to you again, and I got thinking about that. I'm thinking, well, yes, what I really want to do is just share a little bit of my life story with you, other than these little clips of what's going on now. When I do go out on the road again for a little tour, I may do the Advent Christian Campground here in Mechanic Falls. If you're not from around here, you may not be aware of it at all. Advent Christian Church is a denomination very similar to Baptists, with a few different ideas which are not important. Okay, we'll probably get into it, but they're not vital for faith and salvation. But they're different views on some things, which, interestingly enough, I've talked with a few Baptists in the last few years who, in their own study of scriptures, have come to some of those same conclusions. And it's like, that's interesting. And I went, anyway, we'll go into that later. But my family's spiritual journey with Jesus began 66 years ago, 1959, right here in Mechanic Falls, at the Advent Christian Campgrounds. Now, a campground is, they have a big meeting hall, they have a dining hall, there are cottages all over the place, and these days people bring in travel trailers and tents and whatever. Back in the late 1800s, people would come by train. There's a railroad that goes past the campground here in town, and people would come by train. There was actually not a train station, but a dock, whatever you call, not for loading things, but for passengers coming and leaving at this particular campground. And I'm sure there were others. We used to have half a dozen or more, 7 maybe or more campgrounds, Advent Christian campgrounds here in the state of Maine, and around New England. New England was sort of the center of the Adventist movement back in the mid-1800s, 1860. The Millerite movement, you can look that up, William Miller. Anyway, my folks had their come to Jesus moment, and I mean that in the most serious way, at the Advent Christian Campgrounds in 1959, the summer of 1959, and that's when we started attending the Advent Christian Church here in town. And coincidentally, that's the same summer that Thelma's family started attending the same church. That's where we met. I was 6 years old, she was 5 years old. And that's where we met. Her older brother had just passed away that spring from cancer. We don't know. I don't know the details of what kind or whatever. But he was 9 years old, when just shy of his 9th birthday, when he passed away, and that may have been instrumental in bringing her parents closer to God, actually, and we just happened to be in the same church. When we started there, the pastor was Reverend Cushman Bryant, who became a lifelong friend of our family, and we're still friends with his children. All of us are like this age, or more or less. Anyway, it was a good thing, and I had 2 sisters at the time, back in 1959, and then my 3rd sister was born in 1962, and all of us grew up in a Christian home, and we're all Christians today, and I mean that in the best sense of the word. Okay, I've developed some problems with church language, church terminology. The word theology makes me gag. I'm sorry. It's way too formal and rigid and controversial. We'll talk more later. Have a good Sunday tomorrow.